Oh, you guys. Are we just about ready? I'm just doing some final clicks. Thank you guys for always hanging in here. Been live for all of 60 seconds. You know, I don't like to keep you waiting too long, but it is traditional to run some checks right quick before we hop right in. But I like to move as quickly as possible. And since I'm a solo operation here, it's not too hard to speed run it. Yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. You guys, should we just start doing ASMR? Okay, sorry. I'm fucking around too much. Oh, I forgot my soundboard. We didn't utilize the soundboard as much as we should have. I was sorry. Me when I don't have any transition, I just hit you right in the face. Hit you right in the face with the screen. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. Welcome in, guys. And as always,
we're gonna fuck.
All right. 2 minutes, 22 seconds in. Hitting the soundboard. All right, let's open up. Okay, I'm mixing things today. I got just straight up cranberry juice in here a little bit. And then we're throwing in one of these, the Mario Galaxy Bubbly. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I did buy it because it's Mario themed. It's cherry, and I thought, that sounds good. I won't be rebuying it. I'll say it straight out. Not bad. I just wish it was like, as always, my common complaint has thousands for a soundboard. This soundboard, I'm pretty sure costs like $25, but yeah, you're right. $3,000. $3,000 for this soundboard. This isn't the funniest thing. This isn't even a name brand soundboard. Like, you know, that one company that makes there's like one standard industry soundboard thing that's like fancy. And I really wanted that one, but it's, quite expensive, and I wasn't ready to commit at that point yet. This one is, I can show it. I can pull it up for you. All right, I'll give you that. I bought it used for $50. My apologies. You're right. Not 25. Rolling in cash. I do wish that I had the Elgato Stream Decks, though. You're not wrong. Those ones are like $150, and they're crisp, but I can't imagine it makes much of a difference, really. Probably just a slightly better interface at the end of the day. And to that I say, we blew all the money on the desk and the computer and everything else. Actually, I already had the computer. We all know this. I've always had this computer of sorts. Let's see, is this any more tolerable? It's the thing, I just wish that all of these and the what's it called, LaCroix just had like 5% more flavor. With the cranberry juice, that's good mixture. See, now we're cooking with something. But that's the thing. They're all like 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 whatever. I don't mind. Throw in 50 calories here or there. If I want a little taste. There's a Sabrina Carpenter song in there somewhere. I want a little taste. Is that too much to ask? I went live having no agenda, no plan. Personal life. My trip to Michigan has been not necessarily canceled, but they're rescheduling it. Unfortunate. I was going to go out of town this weekend and do all of that. Can I show him to you? I have no idea where he even is, dude. Once he shows himself to me, perhaps, but I don't know where he is. He's probably lurking around somewhere. Do you have access to, I don't know what those are, but that sounds good. Yeah, I don't know. Good Lord, I'm being just hit with shit right out of the gate. Anyways, talking about my trip to Michigan that got rescheduled. And anyways, Michigan. Oh Lord, coming in heavy right away, chat. If you have beef with other creators, please settle that with them for right now. I'm just, can we 6 minutes in? Let's give me some time to wake up. Oh my goodness. I should be drinking energy drinks at this point. Polar seltzer. I have never heard of that, but I'll have to try and remember it, and I won't. But if I ever see it at a store, it'll trigger something in there. That's illegal. That was the first thing I heard you say. What's illegal? I don't know what's happening. What is happening? Anyways, I'm supposed to be on a flight to Michigan tomorrow. I'm not going to be on a flight to Michigan tomorrow because there was and you're good. I'm all over the place. There's just a lot to just look down, and there was an essay written in the chat. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be on a flight to Michigan, not going to be. Apparently some sort of vote came up. I didn't read the email as thoroughly yet, but all I heard was that we're rescheduling some sort of vote in the Senate or something like that came up, a House vote of sorts. So the trip has to be rescheduled. Hopefully they will remember to put me on the next invite lists. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes when like stuff like this happens, they forget to add everyone back. It's fun for me. Hello. But yeah. So not going to Michigan yet. Hopefully it's going to be rescheduled in a time frame that we can do it too, because busy season coming up in June. June now, we're heading into Pride Month, and also lots of traveling and different events and things. I only have 2 things on the books, but that's still a lot for me personally. That's 2 more than I usually have. Hopefully going out to New York. I haven't booked that yet though. That's up in, to be clear, technically I went once when I was very, very little. Don't remember it, so I don't count it. And we only went for like half a day. It was a real drive-through situation. So I don't think that counts. It's like when you stop in an airport somewhere. You know, if you're a layover, it does not count. Both of them to the kitchen. Hell yeah. So that's where I am at in life. My next trip upcoming after what was supposed to be the Michigan trip will be to Washington, D.C. Hopefully get some good stuff done there. It's going to be chill. It's going to be cool. Yeah. And okay. One thing I thought that we could possibly do today, I have some Am I the Asshole things pulled up. We can try and judge. I might pull up TikTok because I had a different idea, which was that, I'm not even logged in on TikTok on here. LOL. Strong start. You guys, I'm so good at prepping stream. It's not even funny. The other thing I thought was that a lot of times I like bookmark videos. I'll save videos to like later come back to because I had thoughts on to make videos. But I have so many thoughts and opinions, thoughts and concerns, if you will, that I don't always like get back and make the video. Obviously, I usually statistically will like, there's a ratio of like saving 10 videos and then only like 3 or 4 getting made. Is my mic off? No, not for me. Says I can hear myself, but it's on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Stop trolling. But yes. Well, first of all, I did just upload my video 40 minutes ago. So if you haven't checked that out on TikTok, YouTube, probably not on YouTube yet. There's a delay. TikTok and Instagram gets everything first usually, and then YouTube is like an hour or 2 later. But I think we could go through my saved TikToks and discuss thoughts and opinions. I think that could be fun. Okay, actually this one right out of the gate I think is interesting. This one I was going to do a whole video on, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. And I think it's more fun to like talk through. And you guys like my videos, so why not video essays, but Twitch style? Okay, I'm going to start with this one. We're going to go in. We're going to switch here in a moment to viewing mode. This one's pretty simple, straightforward. I think it's a good start because it made me think of a lot of things. I still think I'll make a video on this tomorrow, possibly. Maybe not, though. I have a lot of things this weekend I do want to share thoughts and opinions about. But this one, actually, you know what? Let's start out with this one because I think this one I could really, okay, we'll do this video instead. Because I think I could dedicate a whole essay to this. And even when if I make this video this weekend, like the 2 minutes I put into won't justify my feelings around the topic. You know what I mean? So here we are. First, I want you to watch this because this kind of is half of the point that I've been sitting on and wanting to make this video for a while, but it's become relevant now. Anyways, we'll get into it. Sorry, I'll stop talking and let you watch the video. I love talking. Just kidding. That's, oh my God, stop. Video time. Okay. I have to unmute there we go.
Men treat me when there are no, this is how men treat me when there are no other men around. And I go out to film and I have a girl behind the camera. I feel like you're flirting with me.
I am.
Oh, what would you do if you took me on a date? Where would we go?
I don't think we'd go anywhere. I'd stay home.
What would we
Men
do
get
at
fucking
home?
weird.
Make love, I hope.
You're kidding.
What happens when your wife sees this?
Whatever.
You don't care about how she feels?
Of course I do.
Do you cheat on your wife?
No.
Okay. We're just playing.
Yeah.
We're not really gonna hook up later.
No.
Okay.
Not unless you want me to kick your ass at each
Thank you so much.
This one. This one specifically. Oh my God. The way he's moving in on her. This guy, we've seen a lot of.
I go out to film and there's a man with me.
It's different.
That's how the men treat me.
It's literally different if you go and film
Have
with
you ever sent
men.
her a dick pic?
No, I have not.
In your life, have you ever sent anyone a dick
I
pic?
have never sent a dick pic in my life.
It's
Yeah.
International Women's Day, though. I recognize you. You do these things.
Why are men and women so different?
There is no difference. Just an exterior thing.
What is
Notice
the
how they
manliest
all
thing
act
about you?
normally.
I'm larger.
Men treat men differently than they treat women.
Yes. Okay. And then there's one other, because this is what I'm going to tie it into and then talk about them as a whole. If I can find the video. Okay, actually, I don't need to try and find the video because I don't know. It was like a long time ago I saw this. It was a girl asking a very good question, which is why is there no like women's equivalent to a lot of these like podcaster manosphere bros, like Clavicular and stuff, who go out to these nightclubs. And I was like, furthermore, you can further that with this woman's example, which is what comes to my mind, which is why aren't there as many women like doing street interviews and stuff? You see a lot of these guys and like, you know, guys who do it well, guys that we love watching, like Walter Masterson can just go into a building and just like scream, right? And it's in like, why don't we see as many girls getting into that, women getting into that? And it's really interesting. And I'm glad that other woman had all that video, because years ago, this you can apply to the clavicular question is the thing that I'm getting at, which is it's a matter of safety, right? Like it's interesting. You guys would know, obviously, Hassan Piker can like walk around at these big events and he has security with him, obviously. But like women can't do that. We've heard the horror stories of even the Twitch streamers going to TwitchCon and like getting assaulted and attacked by fans. Like women can't do that. Women could never do that. I even at this level have some stories of like, you noticed that I had to stop going out to public events, or at least like stop posting that I was going to public events I stopped going entirely for a while. Because I mean like three specifically, but three people who had been specifically stalking me and trying to find me discovered that I was going to local events, local protests, local meetups and stuff like that. And so they started going to them looking for me. And obviously I'm not at a level where I can have security. So I just had like these strangers coming up and like trying to assault me, trying to fight me, screaming at me. It was insane. And furthermore, a few years back, I wanted really badly to get into like the street interview industry. Like everyone remembers a few years ago when everyone was doing street interviews. Like that industry is oversaturated now, but but it was insane. I wanted to do street interviews. I kind of wanted to go around you know, similarly to like how we still see like Walter Masterson kind of going around like trolling people on the street, being serious, but not, you know, in a way that's like not exactly street interview, but like, you know, points out their hypocrisy. And like, indeed, you're not wrong. Patriarchy and fascism go hand in hand 100%. But where was I? Yes. It was fucking insane. I remember I was traveling with some friends and we were doing street interviews, and the guy who was always filming, there was a man in the group. There's a man, our guy friend was in the group, and we didn't have that much issue when he was around, right? Like in that woman's videos, we would go up to guys on the street, and like it was more normal. Like obviously we still had problems, but it was like an expected level, you know, an expected level. But then I come back home many, many months later, and my any strong opinions on diarrhea, it's not fun. Don't recommend, 0 out of 10. Well, depends on the mood. Sometimes if you really got to get that shit out. Anyways, thank you for that. No. So then months later, my girlfriends and I back home, especially bad idea around football season. We were like, oh my gosh, perfect time to go around and do street interviews. Let's do some street interviews. We weren't even, I don't even think doing like heavily political ones at the time. I mean, they were a little bit, they always were. No, okay, it was. We were trying to do this one where we were reading quotes, and we said, was this quote said by Donald Trump or a member of the cast of Jersey Shore? And they had to guess, which, like, in fairness, inherently, all in good fun. I mean, you know, like we're not trying to clickbait anyone, you know, like it's just a bit we were doing. Or I went around doing some interviews at the state fair. My friends and I obviously bought tickets, and we went in and we were doing interviews at the state fair with people. I literally went, yes, Ilhan Omar and I, icon, love, has motion. We went to the state fair and we went around buying food, and I was interviewing her at different places. I cannot speak highly enough of her. Absolutely fucking smartest person. So like when Hassan had her on the stream, I was pissed. Do not steal my favorite people from me. Anyways, but we went around and we were filming, and the way men were behaving around us, did I shut off? Did his electricity go down? You guys, you can't legally prove I did that. But anyways, so I was interviewing her at the state fair, and the way men were acting, and I also get the connotation, like two women, they probably recognized her as a female politician as well. They probably recognized her. They were maybe Republicans. And the way like men were acting was like so passive aggressive. So like I have never seen them act like this when we had a man behind the camera, or like men would intentionally like beeline it to come up and stand in front of our camera person in the middle of us to ruin the shot. Like while she was speaking, so many like iconic, amazing thoughts and shots were ruined. Like things that I wish I had clipped her saying, because a man just came up and stood in front of the camera, and I was like, we can't use that shot now because this man fucking ruined it. At somewhere, I don't even know, saved deep on my phone, I literally have just like a photo of this man just like standing in front of the camera and being like, to be a woman is just hard to explain, but like this man, and you could argue that it was just like crowded and this man had nowhere to stand, but like sir beelined it, came and stood in front of the camera just to ruin our shot, because men just hate women that much. They hate women to the point where like if you're doing like this, and then at one point I remember my sister and I was back to doing they were chud ass losers. They not loud enough. Their bitches are not bad at all. Oh, you can't hear the soundboard. That's so funny.
They're too angry. Their weed is not loud at all. Their bitches are not bad at all. They got no emotion whatsoever.
But anyways, these fuck ass men. So I was also at the state fair that day, obviously hanging out with my sister and my cousin, and we were going around doing these interviews as well. And it wasn't even photobombing, but yeah, same concept. And like, I just specifically remember, because I'm like in Minnesota, and Minnesotans are so like, we're so aware and so conscious of like people around us, and like I'm not gonna be the asshole that comes in and like films and is annoying to everyone and just stands in the middle. You know what I mean? Like that's not what we do here. Minnesotans don't fuck with that. They already hate seeing influencers at any event here. It's insane. But so like we went and found this like corner away from everyone that was empty. It was behind like the tractor. If you know where like the tractors are, usually there's like a lot of space over there and it's kind of empty in the back. We stood in the back and filmed some stuff. And like, again, men would see us like all the way over here in the back and just like come for no reason and then just leave just to cut the shot. Just so we had to like stop. And it's insane. And that's just like the best case scenario. The worst case scenario was men just like would come up and speak over it, or would come like they're just there to fuck with you. And we never had that behavior when a man was behind the camera. So it like, because men respected the male cameraman, obviously. It's insane. It pisses me off to this day to no end. And especially like, yeah, it gets even worse if you try to interview them because they're acting insane. And then on top of that, yes, the level of safety, the level of the fact that now in my own home, in my own hometown, I cannot post where I'm going. I cannot go to large public events where it seems obvious that I would be there anymore. Because in like fucking psychos will show up to try and fight and harm me. And like, yeah. So there will never be an in real life equivalent to Clavicular, to Hassan Piker, unless that person can afford like intense security, which someday, hopefully, I think it would be cool to be able to do that, but I would have to have like so much fucking proper security around me. It is insane. Like I can't even begin. Like, so yeah. But bitches like Clavicular can just like go out casually off the cusp with his boys and one singular security guard and just like he never has any problems, which is crazy when you think about it. Like a woman would never be allotted. Imagine a girl going into a club and like filming. I don't like to, but I digress. Let's move on. That's my one topic where I think I might film. I'll film that video someday. But like, yeah, that was like a 15-minute discussion where there's so many side parts and side stories that all connect and link in there that would never make it into like a 2-minute video properly. Could do what Clavicular did and just run over people. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't get away with it the way that men do. Okay, this one I do want to talk about. This one's fucking petty. This video, not the video, the story around it, obviously. You'll figure it out once you watch the video. But this one, I just like, I want to start getting this shit off my chest. Let's just get into it. I can't. Thank you for that.
It's not normal to get with your friend's ex-boyfriend. Y'all know that, right? It's not.
That's the whole video. That's the whole preface. That's the start of what. This is how I literally formulate ideas sometimes. It's just like things make me think of stories. It's not normal to get with your friend's exes. It's not normal to get with guys. That's not a best friend. That's not your best friend. And boy, do I have a story time lock in here, because I think I've sat on this one for a while. I have a rule that I usually don't talk about. I don't share bad stories about my friends. I don't. And even years after the friendship, I don't think I've ever really shared bad stories about anyone I genuinely considered a friend that I cared about deeply. But I do have this one friend, and I think enough years have passed. I think that I have blocked them on everything, where I think I can share this one anonymously. Because, oh my God, the things this vile human put me through. And I've respected them to this day. But it is not normal to get with friends that have, or to get with men who have harmed your friends. And one time I had this friend who was so fucking self-centered, so self-obsessed, so self-absorbed, which you would think that maybe I would be that friend. I'm not. I have a terrible memory. That's true. But the way I was just constantly waiting on this friend, because the thing is, you might not believe this, but I actually, as much as you think I might be an insufferable yapper IRL, which depending on whom I am around, yeah, like it just depends on who I'm bouncing off of. But I do really, really like to surround myself with people who talk more than me, because I really like sitting and listening. I know that sounds insane considering the way you guys consume me all the time. But the way you guys consume my content and me as a person is probably the most you ever hear me speak. Most of my friends, except for the quiet ones, that's usually how the bouncing evens out, can attest that I'm a big absorber. I sit and I listen, and I love listening to other people's stories. I like hearing people talk. Very youngest child of me, never getting a word in. So a lot of times growing up, I will date or have best friends that err a little bit on the side of narcissism, because they just talk and talk and talk and talk about themselves. And I allow it because I love it. I love when other people carry the conversation. My favorite thing in the world is dating someone who talks. I think most women especially can relate to that. But like, oh my God, I love a yapper. I love just sitting and yearning and listening. And I love ADHD. I do. I like just being able to sit silently and be in awe of people. But yeah, it also breeds very often having people who are quite self-centered in my life, who learn nothing about me, who do not really care about me. So I have this one friend who I considered for a brief time kind of one of my best friends, a close friend. And I listened to them talk and complain about everything. I knew everything about their life. The end of the friendship, the fight in which I just decided to actually put down the phone, block them, and walk away, I realized they knew nothing about me. They started saying all these things about me that were not true. All these facts about my life that they had just assumed naturally that were not correct. It was insane. I was sitting there watching them just make things up about me. And I was like, oh my God, in this moment, I realized that of all this time I've known you, you've never actually properly asked me any questions about myself. And that's the danger you run when you love to surround yourself with yappers. No hate on the yappers, but ask a question a time or two. This person had just infiltrated my life. Not infiltrated. I welcome them in. That's it. But like this person just watched my life and never asked any questions and just assumed things left and right. At the end of it, this person went around and kept talking about my parents. And to that I said, my dad is dead. What do you mean parents? I thought you were my best friend for a period of time. And you don't even know that I don't have parents plural. That was the insane part to me. My mother is remarried. Wonderful man. Love him. He's iconic. He's amazing. We love him very much. But I don't see him as a parent, and everyone I know knows that. Sometimes I'll slip up because it's easier and just say parents, but like I really try to avoid doing that just for continuity's sake. Yeah, I remember just after the friendship breakup, seeing them spreading like snark about me on the internet in comment sections and being like, her parents, her family, what parents? What family? Until like a few years ago, my family and I didn't even really reconnect much. It was insane. It was insane how little this person knew about me. And so I've kept it all in all these years, and I'll still keep them anonymous because I respect their privacy, even though they don't respect mine and tried to dox my address, which again, wasn't my address. They tried to dox my childhood home, and it wasn't even the house I grew up in. It blew my mind. It blew my mind to bits and pieces how little this person knew about me that was going around the internet saying they used to be my best friend. And I think I said, I texted them. I did confront them about them because I'm a confrontational person. And I said, this really hurts. It's very creepy. It really hurts. It proves that everything I said about you when I broke off the friendship was correct. And also, like, you know nothing about me. Stop spreading rumors about me. It's weird. I don't know, to justify the fact that you were a terrible friend. Anyways, terrible friend story number 1 from them. In college, I was talking to this boy who frequented the place that this person works. They didn't know this boy before. I won't give details, but I was talking to this boy. I had a crush on this boy. I matched with this boy, however you want to phrase it. I was FaceTiming this boy. I really liked this boy that I had met. You know, it's a casual college thing, whatever. And I really liked him. So, I mean, obviously we didn't know each other that well, but like it was a college crush. And he frequented, and at some point he's like, oh, I usually study here. And I was like, oh, I have a friend that works in that building. I think that was the extent of it. And they were, you know, they didn't know each other. They'd never seen each other before. And I was like, that's funny. And so I remember like gossiping with her about it, right? Because I was at the time who I considered my bestie. Right. And of course, now I know they were always only like half listening to anything I ever said to them. But I joked, and I was like, oh, it'd be so funny if like you went and found him and like said hi, like go get some intel, girly, you know, like do the girly thing, like go get the intel, go get the scoop, like I don't know, you know, girl shit. But it was insane. But girl shit. You know what I mean? Like girls are nosy, and I don't have to justify the but like and they thought that was funny, so I sent them a photo of him, right? So they had his name, his photo and stuff, and they're like, yeah, if I see him around, I'll say something funny that I know you, whatever. Anyways, the important part is that this man was established between the two of us. If you watch the TikTok, you already know where this is headed. But this man was established between the two of us. And then one day this man and I set up a date. And he stands me up. He stands me up on the date. And then he blocks me at some point because I like texted him angrily. I was like, dude, what the fuck or something, you know, what the fuck? He stands me up on the date. And obviously I'm young. I'm very hurt by this. Like, I'm crying. I'm upset. I'm like, well, I don't know what happened. I don't know where this, like, what on earth? I remember crying to my friend, like calling my friend, crying to them, just being upset, being hurt, rightfully so. And I cried to this friend about this guy doing that because that just hurts. And I think that's fair. That's a fair complaint, a fair, you know. I cried to them about this man. And they knew who this man was. They knew his name. They knew his... Months later, 3-4 months, whatever, I don't know. I am picking them up in the car to take them to the mall because they don't have a car. So I'm always the one driving, and I'm taking them to the mall because they need to get something. And they're talking about some man that they've been going out with a couple of times. And they say the man's name. And I'm like, listen, I don't remember his name, but it was as common as like Josh or something. And I was like, there's so many men named Josh. It could be anyone. I didn't even catch it at first. Obviously, there's so many men named Josh. And we're in the car and they're talking and talking and talking. The thing I loved about hanging out with this friend is that I could hang out with them when I was tired because I never had to say a word. They would start talking the moment they got in the car, and they wouldn't stop until they left the car. And I like that sometimes. When you're tired, it's just nice. It's just nice to be able to sit and listen and support people. But they're talking and they keep talking. And I asked them questions about Josh at some point, you know, and Josh really lined up with the Josh that I was crying over. And I was like, Josh. And so then at some point it hits me that this is indeed not only the same Josh that I had cried over, but the Josh I had cried over to this friend about. The one that I had sent the photos of this man's dating profile to. This was the Josh. And they'd been seeing him And I remember in the moment just saying nothing and being like, okay. Because at the time, like, sometimes I'm too nice of a friend. I am. And I just gaslit myself. I was like, oh, they probably didn't even know, right? They probably didn't even remember. Like, they probably, you know, there's so many men named Josh out there. They probably had no idea. Yada. Like, I defended this person up and down. But let me tell you, the amount of problems I had with this friend for years after that were always me just going, oh, they probably had no idea, this and that. Well, you know, they were going through this over and over and over. And at some point, you just have to realize that this friend fucking sucks. This friend just sucks and doesn't care about you. And also, like, might be kind of evil. Maybe. And it was difficult because this friend was gumdrop button sweet. And everyone loved them at first. And very, like, you know, unassuming, and everyone thought they were super sweet and awesome all the time, until, like, slowly throughout the years, everyone I knew who knew them started having issues with them one by one. And then I was like, I think that this person might be the problem. I really do. But I always let it go. I always defended them because that was someone I considered a bestie. So I always defended them. I was always the first to shut shit down about them as they were constantly stabbing me in the back, fucking Caesar style, stabbing me in the back as I'm bleeding out, defending you every time.
That's my boy. That's my freaking boy right there.
Oh, the humiliation of me dying on the cross for this person for years, just to have one quarrel with them one day in which they just went off on me. And I said, okay, I think I'm going to go now because I'm tired. And then weeks later, months later, over a year later, I start blowing up and I just see them running around comment sections, spreading shit they've made up about me. Because they didn't actually ever ask me a single fucking question about myself as I was busy defending them with my life. My life. Oh, no. I think we know why you left high school and you didn't really have any friends. And then you went to college and you couldn't keep any friends there. And then you left college, and who knows, but I have a sense that the pattern may have continued. But you were never the problem. Anyways. Oh, Caesared. Absolutely just, I think about it all the time. Because that's that shit that hurts the worst. That's that shit that hurts the worst because I trusted you. I would expect a man to be doing some shit like that. But you? A2 Brutus? What the fuck are you doing? Running around in these streets as I'm out here at home making I don't know, I was trying to make some sort of trad wife comparison there. At a certain point, you just, you know? Just, Oh my God. Can we talk about this one? This one I'm definitely, I think, making a video on tomorrow, in which I will make the video slightly different, or attempt to, than what we talk about here. But I think that this one, the Tana Mojo, I can't do it like she can. I don't have that dog in me. I got a different one. This is another friend-related problem, but it's about friends. It's about friends. Yeah, I'm actually going to do it because we're not going to watch the whole video, obviously. It's really the first few seconds that no, I think I'm going to save this one. The summary of the video is, right, you really don't know a woman until she gets into a relationship. Because, like, have you ever had, like, a friend where, like, you've known them for years, but the second they start dating someone, it's like, who is this person? Who are you? What are we doing? What's going on?
What are we doing? What's going on?
I had this friend for so long. For multiple years, I knew her. And I had never even heard her talk about men. And I love her. And as a queer identifying girly myself, I was like, maybe. I mean, we're saving space for it. I always like to hope. I have hope always. But like, never heard her talk about men. She was always, making fun of men at best. She didn't talk about dating. She was never going on dates. She was so, I thought, very like impressively not male-centered to the point where I didn't even know she had ever even spoken to a man before. Okay, kidding, but not kidding, but kidding. And then I think the classic thing happened where we like graduated, right? College, or it was like kind of senior year, and life was getting a little boring. And so she went into kind of that default mode of like, well, I'm just going to start dating now. And I was like, that's cool. But then she like was very quickly always like, she went on like 1 or 2 dates, and then she's like, I'm in a relationship now. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. That's like, or like, it just like, it got very intense very quickly. And I was like, for someone who really didn't give 2 fucks about men for all those years, suddenly your standards are going out the window the moment you start dating, which was insane, but whatever. Like, and the first 1 or 2 was just like, what are we
doing? What's going on?
Like, these men were garbage, but it's a canon experience, and I'm not here to judge, and you have to go through that, and you have to do that, and that's life. I also remember, it just clicked one day. The way it started was like one day, senior year, I think it was, or maybe right after, we went out and she just fucked someone, which I'm not here to judge. I think I love a girly who's just out in these streets, but she had like, it was insane, like out of the blue. Like, I had never seen her even mention a man before. I had never, like, we had been partying, and then she just lost her virginity to a random man we just met like it was nothing. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. And she hit that ground running. And then the next man she went out with, she was like, I love this man. That man did not love her. Fucking terrible human. Anyway, she just like very quickly became obsessed with men, which was very strange to watch, just because of all those years. And then she started dating this man who, he was like fun. He was fun, good person, but I don't think he liked her. I didn't get the feeling that he liked her very much, because like 4 or 5 months in, she had all these complaints, all these problems about how he wasn't trying, he wasn't putting in effort, all this stuff. And I was like, it really just sounds like this man doesn't like you. It really just doesn't sound like this man likes you very much. Like, he's fun. He's a fun guy. He's fun. We love him. He hangs around the girls. He's in the friend group now. Like, fun guy. It doesn't really sound like he's like, trying. Why would you like, and it's like 4 or 5 months in. If this is 4 or 5 months in and this man's already failing, like, judge, girl, judge. Well, no, I'm not here to judge. Like, go sleep with whoever you want, lose your virginity randomly. It just felt like, the thing was, it felt really out of character. Like, it felt like, I don't know who this person is. But she's dating this man who I'm like, I don't think this man likes you, but it's also like not on me to judge, whatever. But it got to the point of her complaining about this man. Every time we hung out, she was complaining about this man every single time. And I'm always down to bitch about a man. You know me. I love bitching about a man, but also if you're my friend, leave that man. Like, I don't, like, I love a complaint column. I love a complaint. But like, at a certain point, you got to leave that man. You really do. You really do. And it just either leave that man or shut up. Also, that's the other option. Either leave that man or stop complaining about the same problem every single time. That's the one where it gets me, where it's like, this problem isn't getting solved. And I'm all for venting. Everyone loves a vent sesh, and we can vent all we want. But at some point, the vents are closed. I'm tired. The AC is turned off. You need to either hold it in or get out. And it just wasn't and here's the thing. It got so bad that one night we were sitting at dinner, her and I, having drinks, and she pulls up Reddit. She went to the Reddit advice forums. Now, I remember looking at her and I said what you guys know I always say. If you are asking Reddit for advice, you always already know the answer. She had told me this whole story. I'm not going to air out on here because it's very personal. But it was bad. It was bad. And everyone who was responding to her said exactly what I had been saying to her. Every single person was saying the same thing. And like, again, girly, if you are asking strangers on the internet on Reddit, because it's so bad, you need, like, that's enough confirmation. Anyways, this man just seems like he low-key did not like her. He was repeatedly being terrible to her, and she's just putting up with it. Not the Reddit advice. Dead ass. Like, I'm sure we could go through the Reddit advice and find hers somewhere. No, it was years and years ago. But anyways, all that didn't bother me as much as then one day after the election, when I was mid-crash, I think most of us were rightfully crashing out about the election. I was mid-crash out, and I'll be honest, she reposted some sort of conservative slop. She wasn't a conservative, to be clear. But she reposted like just this misinformation trap where it was like anyone could have fallen into it. I was literally in a meeting where they were talking about that post, which is how I found it. They were talking about the post, and it was like, this is framed to trick women because it's misinformation about birth control and abortion and things like that. And it's trying to, like, you know, but they're like, it's very convincing. And I saw that she had reposted it. And I remember texting her and being like, dude, I'm so fucking disappointed and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like I let her have it too hard. I really did. But I was just so disappointed that as a college educated woman and someone who was so close to me that I was disheartened because we had just lost the election due to a lot of things, but also like this misinformation on the internet, and just being like, in that moment, I was like, if you're not picking up on misinformation, we're fucking cooked. And that made me crash out. Like, if someone I think is intelligent, someone I think is better than this, didn't pick up on the fact that it made me crash out. It did make me crash out. And then I remember like circling back a few hours later being like, hey, I'm really sorry. I feel like I maybe like, I don't know, I shouldn't be scolding you for what you're doing on the internet. That's my bad. I'm just been crashing out because up to the election, we were out door knocking, signing up voters and shit. I was getting maybe all of 4 hours of sleep a night and traveling for like a whole month. But regardless, not an excuse. Didn't mean to crash out on you that hard. For, you know, and she just unfollowed me on everything and then like blocked me everywhere. No, she didn't block me everywhere. She just unfollowed me on everything. But like, she never responded. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. So it actually is that easy for you to walk away from a situation. And the difference is your boyfriend at no point ever apologized for the shit that he did. But I just fucking was too disappointed in you, went a little too hard, owned up to it immediately was like, I'm so sorry. That was a lot. That was a long wall of text I sent you. Don't even bother reading it. And that was where you actually decided that you had self-respect, but you're still with that shitty man to this day. And that's the shit where it's like, yeah, that is male-centered women. It was crazy. I won't pretend like I was perfect in that moment, but no, the unfollow with the quickness, you let this man dog on you and just disrespect you for months. And I, in a moment of crash out weakness, am just upset that you're reposting misinformation. And then I apologize. And in that situation, I will say, was I the asshole? I was the asshole, perhaps. Honestly, good riddance. No. And in that moment, I could have followed up a second time and been like, hey, and tried harder to mend the friendship, but I didn't want to, right? Like that was also you're right. Like it was a wake up call for me, whereas like, I think that this friendship has sucked. I think that the other friendship that was part of this, because it was like 4 of us that were friends, also like kind of sucked. I do think that a lot of you guys hang out without each other and without me, or, you know, intermittently, and you all talk shit about each other all this, like, and I'm out. Yeah, I'm free. Dobby is a free elf. Get me the fuck out of here. But yeah. So that's what that video made me think of. I'm speculating that you apologizing triggered something about the disrespect. I don't think it was that deep. Wait, shoes on these shoes and had to involve you. Yeah, I don't know. I think that also I could get deeper into that, but those girls are also always kind of not very nice to me. And I've talked about that in the past. I think it was just kind of the straw, so to speak. And I was okay with that. Because she also... Yeah, I had no intention of really ever reaching back out after that. Because then guess what? It led me to really lean into my work and my work circles. And now I have some of the most fucking wonderful friends I've ever had in my entire life who always agree with, well, mostly always agree with my takes on politics and things. And we don't have political fights. We don't have fights like that. Maybe we have other fights, but we always squash the beef because we're all adults who can communicate. And you're just having the common friend group of most girls. Exactly. And to finally find the circles you need to be in, you have to leave those. You do. And it set me free. It set me free to find some of the most amazing people in my entire life, and I love them deeply and dearly. And now I have my real girlies, and they're beautiful people, and we all genuinely do support each other in everything we do. And there's no jealousy and hate, and no one's hanging out without each other and talking shit, which is insane. For so long, there's so much fucking misogyny in this world. There's so much hate. There's so much, I didn't think that existed. I really didn't think that there could be such pure friendship in this world as what I have right now with so many women and some men. Oh, triggered the men. But I have found that since, and I'm not really a believer of God, but if you are, perhaps there you go. That's divine intervention or something of the sort, whatever you choose to believe. Realigning of the chakras or whatever. I don't know. I'm not that type of spiritual, but I'm sure some people might be. Didn't realize how deep it went. You know, sometimes life is that deep and sometimes it's not. But sometimes it is. God, Clav getting mogged was crazy. I'm still thinking about that. Remember that time Clav got fucking mogged? Okay, 55 minutes in. Shall we move on to our next segment now that I've talked about all the relatable gossip and drama for the girlies? Just know that you are not alone. These are very common issues. They are what's it called? Fuck, I'm drawing a blank. They're formative experiences, core experience. What's the word I'm looking for? They're necessary character development. They're core. God, why can't I think of the words? They're important lessons that we all have to go through. They're canon events. They're canon experiences in girlhood. Regularly get your shorts, big fan. Dude, thank you. Icon. They're canon experiences in the girlhood cinematic universe, and I'm here to help you through them. Canon events, yes. Canon events, canon experiences. We all go through them. And it's important to talk about them Because you know what? You're not alone. You're not ever alone. Everything, you know what? You know what? And you're not special. And you know what I mean by that? I mean that every horrible thing you've ever been through, someone else has been through it too. So you're really not alone. There truly are no, I scratched my forehead, now it's a little red. There truly are no unique experiences left in this world. And sometimes that's, it can help you feel better about them. Yeah. And here's my other advice for girls, for women of all sorts, of all kinds, or all people, honestly. I'm sure this applies to men as well. I am in my mid-20s and I did not find my girl group that makes me feel like girly, that makes me feel like the episode of Friends, that makes me feel like I am living in, what's that show with the Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City. I did not find that until my mid-20s. I was out of college when I found friends that really felt solid for me. And some of them I found this last year. Some of them I'm still collecting. So if you're in high school and you're thinking, oh God, I don't have any friends right now. This is terrible. It's not worth it. It is. That just means you haven't peaked. That's kind of a good thing, honestly. You've got a lot in store. A lot of bad, but a lot of good. Don't mean to alarm you. Slam, poetry, yelling, raising our voices. But yes, and then you go to college. And sometimes you go to college and like with me, you still don't feel like you fit in. You're desperate to fit in. You try and join a sorority. It still doesn't feel right. You still don't find your people. You panic. You panic. And you think, fuck, well, this was the last stop on the train where I was told I was supposed to find my 4 lifers. This was supposed to be it. I still have a few friends from college, duh. But those were not, like, hopefully they're 4 lifers, but you know what I mean. No, it's okay to not find your 4 lifers in college. Because guess what? Life goes on. And maybe college isn't your scene. Some of my best friends currently, they're in their 30s and 40s. Maybe you just got an old soul. Maybe you got to find those 30-year-old, 40-year-old divorced women who get it. And they're the ones telling you don't ever get married. Some of them themselves being married. It's good advice. I'm just kidding. Do what you want. We're not going down that road. I'm joking. But yeah. And some of my other great friends are 23, 24. I got friends in low places. I got friends from all over. Some of my friends live out on the East Coast. Some of them live out in LA. Some of them are in Chicago. Everywhere you go, when you're here, you're family. Everywhere you look, everywhere's the spot. Somebody who needs you. You're lost out there and you're all alone. Light is shining to carry you home. Everywhere you look. That was my heartfelt motivational moment. I hope that all the girlies felt seen and connected in that, and that know that you're not alone. And maybe college might be the worst time of your life too. College was not my peak. I started peaking after college. We're still halfway up that hill, climbing up that hill. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's okay. Because that's the great thing about life. It goes on. It might not be now, but it could be later, you know? The good times might not be now. And if they're not right now, they'll probably be later. And if they're all happening right now, I have really bad news for you. I'm kidding. Kidding. Soak it in.
I can't read. I'm just like you.
Anyways. You should still continue to grow. Yes, you're always growing and changing. And that's another good point, is that the friends you have right now will not be the same friends you have. Well, I mean, they might be, but it's okay if they're not the same friends you have 10 years from now. It's not the same friends you have 20. You're all going to be in different places. That's okay. Friends are made to come and go a bit. You know, sometimes they're far away. Sometimes they're close, and you rotate through them, and that's all right too. Because friends change, friends' lives, situations, things change, interests change, and people change. I still have a couple of friends from high school, middle school that I speak to every once in a blue moon. But, you know, obviously, we're not sitting next to each other in class anymore. We went down different paths. It doesn't mean we're not friends, and that's okay if we're not as close as we used to be. I think a lot of people panic because they're like, oh, I don't have that best friend that I've had forever. No one really does. That's called character development. And if your character isn't developing, then you're kind of failing at the game. Who in here just lost the game? Two politics after you lost two friends. Two only friends over politics moving left. How fitting that I stumbled upon your words. Well, first of all, fuck them. No one who's on the right is worth being friends with. Those are lamos, and they would throw you under the bus to suck Elon's dick. So it's really not worth it in the long run. And like, do you want to be friends with guys like that? I think not. But my advice would be find an interest, find a hobby, and like look up local clubs and things that meet up in your area to do that. I did that not too long ago. Did it work out? No, but for a short time, I did make some friends that way, and it was a good time. And I know everyone says join clubs, like just do it, like show up and and commit to going 3 or 4 times, and local groups, local things that meet up are other people who also want to make friends. Shocking, I know. But that's the thing I think that's also lost on our generation is we got to get out there. You got to get out there. You got to put yourself out there. And I know it makes you nervous. It makes me shit my pants. It really does. That's unironic. Every time I leave the house, I'm getting anxiety diarrhea. I am. I'm on that toilet until I have to walk right out the door. Sometimes I'm a little late because of it. Okay. It's not just you. I'm shitting my pants every time I think about having to talk to people, which I know you would think that's insane because I'm so hot, sexy, funny, and fun. But even hot, sexy, funny, fun, stupid, sexy, hot people, even big, stupid, sexy people, we have anxiety and and that's another thing you can live in solace knowing is that everyone has it, no matter who you're looking at. You got a girl's number at Red Robin's? Let's go.
That's my boy. That's my freaking boy right there.
I've never seen a Red Robin's in real life. I honestly, for so long, I also thought they were like a made up chain. There are so many chains I've never really seen or never really noticed that I thought like were made up for movies that we all just went along with. The sexiest man you know right now is on the toilet with severe, stupid, sexy anxiety diarrhea. That's what I'm saying. Yes, revisiting your other friends from your past who might align with you more now. Yes. Okay. Spoiler alert. That's what happened with Kayla and I. You met Kayla on a previous stream. She will be back at a future date when we're both not so goddamn tired from working all the time. But we met in high school briefly. We hung out a few times. And then obviously we just went completely different paths in our lives. And then we literally re-met recently this year and we've been completely fucking inseparable. So there you go. Sometimes it's okay to revisit with friends. Honestly, iconic moves. Okay. we're moving on to the actual Reddit advice forum. We will get to the Reddit Am I the Asshole, because that's going to be way more interesting. But we're going to start out with a little bit of Reddit advice, just to transition from our stream advice. And then we'll transition to Reddit Am I the Asshole. You see what I did there? I laid out a pathway. We're walking through it. I love explaining things to people. I love mansplaining, if you will.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
This one is titled, I want to believe my husband, but I'm struggling. Juicy, juicy title. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. Dude, I love a man who appreciates the women's sphere. Drag me, call me male-centered or whatever. But I think it's great. I think it's great that men are learning from women, and it's so important. It is so fucking important. And especially in a way where it's not centered about you. And I will say, yeah, well, give them their cookie here. Because this is my pages are not an easy space for men to digest. Let's be honest. I am fucking ripping into them constantly. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, kid. Just kidding. Life is gonna be hard. Either he's telling the truth or he's not. Correct. Back to the Reddit voice. You're right. My husband and I just, oh, no. Why am I laughing? This is bad. Oh, me when I don't know how to react. And so I'm uncomfortable and just start laughing. Oh, it's bad, chat. It's really bad. Oh, it's bad. Oh, he's definitely lying. Like right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. You should not believe this man. There's no way this is okay. Ready? Lock in. Drop a like. Make sure you like, I don't know, share or whatever, comment, whatever platform you happen to be on. Thank you for the subs. Should I unmute the box? Someday I will. I want to believe my husband and I are struggling. My husband and I just tested positive for chlamydia after 4 years together. It's I'm not a doctor. I'll start with that. And maybe I don't know everything. But it's not sounding great. I found out first after going to, yeah, I was right. Dump him. Is the fucking. I found out first after going to my 8-week pregnancy appointment. She's pregnant. Oh. And then he tested a few days later and was positive. The worst part is my gut is telling me he didn't cheat, and this doesn't make sense. Well, if your gut doesn't, sometimes it's okay to not listen to your gut, you know? Sometimes it's okay to just listen to logic. And I'm not talking about the artist. Thank you for the sub, dude. Icon. Sub. Oh my God, sub train. We got one. Nailed it. Yes, let's go. There's your, I never have this unmuted. Just for you, I unmuted that one. Okay, there's now a bullet pointed list. I'm assuming why they're going to justify this isn't a lie. Let us find out. 1, he is a stay-at-home dad, and we have cameras all over the house. We have always been this way because of the kids, and before kids because of the animals. When he isn't home, like has to grocery shop, etc. He's.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Thank you for the follow. When he isn't home, like we had to grocery shop, he's always on FaceTime with me, talking and asking about my day. We are inseparable in our free time, and we spend time together. Thank you for the sub as well, dude. And play, you know what? I have an idea. I'm just going to turn this down and turn my headphones down. That way I can talk through them if they continue. I'm a genius. We really are inseparable in our free time. We spend time together and play video games, etc. In our whole relationship, we are barely apart. He never hides his phone. He is very open with me with everything. We never had any trust issues before this. He is upset because he thinks I cheated, and it's just been nonstop fighting because of this. Right, because obviously it's you. With all this being said, something important to note is it is making me doubt him. When I got pregnant the last time, I got a pap smear and had a normal chlamydia test, and they were both negative. Okay. I had complications my last pregnancy, and I got something. I don't see how he would have cheated because we always know what the other is doing. Someone in the comment section, I don't know if I've ever heard this. Chlamydia can be dormant in someone's body for years without showing a single symptom. If nobody cheated, then that's probably what happened. Do some research before you go about it and destroy your marriage. I said, yeah, this is the first time I've seen a top commenter give the OP some fantastic advice. Is that true? What are the odds of that? Yeah, everyone's saying it can be dormant. Are we being gaslit? Like, what are the actual odds of this? Thank you. If he thinks you cheated, there must be space. Yeah, he says if he thinks that you cheated, then you must not spend all that time together. Everyone's saying that chlamydia often has no symptoms. Listen, I'm really not out there fucking, so I don't know. Not like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm questioning him adamantly, just immediately accusing her of cheating, I guess. Because I understand that was everyone's first thought, but like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough one. I do think it's weird he started coming after her. Yeah, but also, we're going to play devil's advocate for a man. Ugh. Is that not what she is kind of doing with him, though, too? Isn't that kind of the first thought here for both of them, then? I don't know. Yeah, I thought it laid dormant in men for a long time. I thought that was just a men's thing. I didn't know. Does that apply to women as well? Am I making things up? Maybe I am. Is asymptomatic half the time? All right, well, I don't know. That's her call then. Jeez. We learned something here today, people. You guys, I can't believe we actually learned something. That's crazy.
I can't read. I'm just like you.
God, that would be really tough, though. Okay. Was that the only advice one I have open? Okay. Oh, here's one. Terminally ill and racking up credit card debt with 0 fucks to give. That's the title. Where's this going? What's the advice on this? Go to your local Planned Parenthood. I mean, you can't get an STD if you're not having sex. I think I'll be good. I'm good, dude. But I appreciate your concern. I think I'm fucking men. Look at them. You seen? I'm busy. I'm working late because I'm a singer. I've had cancer for 2 years now. Did chemo, lost my leg, beat the odds, and managed to even go back to work. Well, shit hit the fan. Treatment stopped working. Probably got weeks, maybe months at best. Challenge accepted is crazy. I'm 22, don't own a house, don't own my car, have maybe $2,000 in the bank. That's not great. So I took out a credit card with a 6.5K limit. I was previously building up a good credit score. Now I'm buying whatever the fuck I want. If you beef with me about driving your bank fees up, listen, this person came in swinging so heavy and they're like, I'm fucking racking up debt. I'm making up so much debt that I'm fucking up your bank fees. And then they followed it by saying, I took out a credit card with a limit of 6K. Yeah, I was like, oh, you're about to drop, you're going to take out like a $50,000 loan or some shit. Fuck, we'll crowdfund you 6K at this point if you end up living. Like, yeah, that's you're good, girl. No one in here is going to judge you for blowing through $6,000 before you die. Honestly, I wouldn't have judged you for almost any amount, really. You've earned that. But they updated saying, shame on you all for asking me for money. That is funny. I mean, if we're just blowing through money, that's funny. Yeah, update number 2. I took out some more cards. Thank you for your suggestion. I'm glad everyone else's immediate thought was 6K is not worth all this. Make it higher. More. Go bigger, girl. Some of you, okay, I bought things for my family, mostly some of them. Here's the thing, does that debt, okay, what happens, I've always actually wondered this and I've never looked it up. What happens to the debt when you die? Does it not get like passed on to your family or something? Because she's talking about her family in here. What happens with the debt? I'm not an expert. I'm not a debt expert in that way. I've never died, so I don't. I've heard good things. I'll try it eventually, but all right. I was once guilty of love bombing. Interesting. Okay. It's time to read. Am I the asshole? If you have family, but they can decline and then goes to the state. Interesting. Am I the asshole for not telling my parents I was hospitalized for a week to prove a point? I thought it was going to say that they told their parents they were hospitalized, but if you didn't tell anyone, I don't know if that makes you an asshole. For a week is a long time to be hospitalized, though. I wonder let's find out what happened to them. I hope they say. I just woke up and started reading through, okay, no. Where does this start? Oh my God, this is like a 17-page essay. Let's see if we can read enough to get the gist. Why? Okay. Oh, these are all edits. Where's the actual start? Okay, here's the actual start. They came in and justified a lot. The actual thing is shorter. Okay. I live in another city while my parents, both in their late 50s, still live in my hometown. We actually have a really good relationship overall. I usually fly home over Christmas and we talk often. There's no major family drama. But there's one thing about them that has driven me and everyone else in our family insane for years. They are completely careless with their phones. You guys see how good I'm getting at reading?
I can't read. I'm just like you.
I can't even use that button anymore. Yeah, I nailed that paragraph. You see what happens when someone knows how to write a fucking paragraph? Oh, I can read it without having a stroke. Crazy. Who did that? Who, what? What are you, a fucking owl, Jordan? You can read. You're nothing like, no, I can read. I'm not like Hassan. Someone sent me that clip of him trying to write on their whiteboard and it fucking lost it. The way his writing got progressively worse, the harder he was trying to make it look nice is fucking... Oh, that shit had me howling, cackling, if you will. Okay. They'll leave their phones in another room all day, leave them on silent by accident, or forget to charge them so the battery dies for an entire day. Sometimes I'll call 5 or 6 times before someone finally answers hours later. I've talked to them about it many times because they don't have a landline, so their cell phones are literally the only reliable way to reach them. Yes, I understand they come from an older generation and they aren't exactly tech savvy, but didn't grow up attached to phones the same way younger people did, but they're not that old. And I still feel like if your cell phone is your only form of communication, you should keep it charged and within hearing distance. Not an unfair complaint. I've told them things like, what if there's an emergency? Or what if someone urgently needs to contact you? They always brush it off and act like I'm overreacting. Last month, I got severe food poisoning. Shin just ended up hitting the mic. You guys.
What a fun, sexy time for you.
I'm getting heated in here. Just headbutting the mic. Ooh, I'm reading so well today. You guys, I'm really excited about it. I can read. Sometimes I don't know how, and it's not good. Let women celebrate a win. Okay. Sometimes you gotta let the demons out a little. That was my Katie from Horton Hears a Who moment. I just realized. That's what that was. This is demons leaving my body. Just kidding. There's still plenty left. Cool. Last month I got severe food poisoning and ended up hospitalized for a week. A week is crazy. You can't be in the US. There's no way any hospital, you'd have to be dying for them to keep you a week in the US. And even then, they'd probably kick you out halfway through and say, come back when you're dead. It wasn't buzzed. I'm buzzed on life, dude. Men when women experience joy. It wasn't life-threatening, but I was pretty miserable. While I was in the hospital, I tried calling both of them multiple times over 2 days. No answer. One phone was dead, and the other was left somewhere in the house. At that point, I got frustrated and honestly gave up trying. Okay, if you called them for multiple days from the hospital, then you didn't really not tell them. This one's kind of on them. You know what I don't think you're definitely not the asshole in this situation. They literally just didn't answer the phone. How am I feeling right now? High on life, dude. I'm good. I hope you all are doing well. I'm feeling less stressed because I don't have to get on a plane tomorrow anymore, I guess. Okay. I just got roasted. Slow roasted too. Smoked style. Smoked barbecue. Outback Steakhouse. I don't know. Red Robin. Oh, full circle moment. Anyways, now to be fair, I could have contacted my aunt who lives near them, and she probably would have told them. But after years of this same issue, I decided not to. Part of me thought maybe this is the only way they'll finally understand why people keep their phones accessible. I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. You made it out alive. So I don't think, they'll be like, well, thank God nothing happened. And they might go tee on their merry way. Yesterday, I was talking to my mom on the phone and casually mentioned, oh yeah, last month I was hospitalized for food poisoning for about a week. She completely freaked out and got really angry that I never told them. That's the thing, you did tell them though. You called them for days from the hospital. You're not the asshole here. I explained that I did try to contact them repeatedly, but they didn't answer. She said I should have called my aunt because this was an emergency. No. I mean, yes, but no, that's on them. They have 2 cell phones. They have 2 cell phones. I admitted that I could have done that, but I intentionally didn't because I wanted them to finally realize how irresponsible they are with their phones. She gave me an angry, that made her even angrier. She said, I used my hospitalization to prove a point and then scared them unnecessarily. Scared them unnecessarily? You're out fine and healthy, I assume. Like, if any, scared them. What's scary in being like, oh yeah, that happened. But you're totally like, I will say, saying you did intentionally not call the aunt was where you fucked up. You should have just been like, well, I don't know, you should have your phone on. My dad thinks we're both being stubborn. Dad's kind of right. I honestly didn't think it was that huge of a deal since I recovered fine and it's not life threatening. But now I'm wondering, did I take this lesson too far? No. I don't think you probably should have thrown in that part about intentionally not calling the aunt. That kind of, that kind of undermines her ability to learn the lesson because now she's just going to be pissed and pin it on you for fucking with them. Yeah. Here are the questions they've responded to. This is kind of good. Why didn't you leave a text or voicemail? I think we can guess the answer to this. My parents do not text. They're terrible at it. Messages will sit for weeks. They can't communicate. Same with voice notes. They rarely check them. They do not check voicemail. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, if she was like dying, call the aunt. I'm sure it would not have been a lesson then. Why don't they install a landline? Simple, because they don't want to. They're not even that old. Why can't they learn how to use the phone? I think that some people would misunderstand when I say they're not tech savvy. Yeah. I'd say you're not the asshole. I think that's pretty fucking funny. And you became a little bit of the asshole when you did reveal to your mom that I wouldn't even say you're the asshole for that, but like it was a bit of a fuck up for you to slide in that the part there and kind of show your deck of cards, so to speak there. Okay. Ooh. This one is juicy. Thank you for the sub. The follow. I think that's a YouTube follow. Close enough. Am I the asshole? 4. I didn't even know, like, I honestly, it hadn't even clocked to me. I was not standing on phone business that landlines still exist. Why would anyone have one? Just have a stationary cell phone at home, honestly, at that point, if they're more expensive. Am I the asshole? Sometimes I just like making faces. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. I just feel like, is that the autism where I'm like, I feel like I need to hard reset my face every once in a while where like, I'm just fucking around too much and consequently finding out. Am I the asshole for telling my dad he can't invite his girlfriend to my graduation because my mom paid for the trip? No. I am on your side immediately. Hold on. We've disconnected from Twitch. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Well, let me make sure the Twitch is back up. Technical difficulties, because you guys want to know a fun fact about this stream. I'm not hardwired in the Wi-Fi, and that's crazy. I'm actually I'm still over Wi-Fi, which is insane. My Wi-Fi is just really strong for some reason. But also, like, yeah, it's not as perfect as if it was plugged in. So every once in a while. It is crazy strong, though. Cool. So I was reading a text. Okay, am I the asshole? Blah, blah, blah. Am I the? Yeah, okay. I'm 22, female, obviously. You're graduating in college. That's usually the age. Everyone knows that. Apparently, I've never been on live television before. I'm graduating. I can't imagine. God bless headphone wearers in my stream. I can't imagine. I think we've all figured out I have no ability to regulate sound in here. Sometimes I'm really loud. Sometimes I'm really quiet. Good luck. Good luck, Charlie. Good luck, babe. Okay, I'm graduating college in 2 weeks. And my parents divorced when I was 11. They are civil now, but they're not friends. That's tough. I love my dad, but he has always been the parent who shows up if it's easy. Dad behavior, dad behavior, dad behavior.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You know who else's dad just doesn't seem to really show up these days? Deadbeat Dad Award, CK. He's been real quiet since we dropped that one. Oh my God. I'm so hungry that I'm just going delusional. Guys, it only took us an hour and a half to drop a Charlie Kirk joke. I love my dad, but he's always been the parent who shows up if it's easy. My mom was the one who showed up when it was not. She worked extra shifts. She drove me everywhere, helped with forms, cried with me when I almost dropped out, and somehow still made me feel like I was not a burden. W mom behavior. But but mom's always the problem still, right? It's always because she was the one that showed up, so. Am I wrong? Way to beat a dead Kirk. You nailed it. Straight shot. Ooh, jugular. My graduation. Now we're just in poor taste. I like to believe that that's true. The fuck is he? Stop lying to me. I like when you guys create delusional fantasies that we can all live in. The fucking Wi-Fi in here. God, yeah. Honestly, someone's just trying to dox all our Wi-Fis. Counting or not counting Gale Islands, honestly. Counting or not counting Wi-Fi problems. Okay. I invited my mom. Graduation is 7 hours from home, and I only got 4 tickets. I invited my mom, my dad, my younger brother, and my grandma. Well, that's 4 right there. My grandma helped raise me when my mom was struggling, so having her there matters a lot. Sounds like that's the 4 then. My mom booked an Airbnb months ago for herself, my brother, my grandma, and me. She also paid for the rental car and gas because my brother and grandma could not afford the trip. My dad said he would drive himself and get a cheap motel. Sounds fine. Then last month, he said money was tight and might not come. I tried to act like I understood, but I was hurt. My mom quietly offered to pay for 1 hotel night so he could still be there. She said, "You deserve both parents there." Whatever your mom wants, your mom gets. W's for moms in the chat right now. Even though I knew it would cost her more than just money. Whatever it is, it isn't enough. Oh, tell your mom we love her. Guys, tell your mom you love them more. Except for mine. Mine gets a subtle Nordic nod of understanding every once in a while between the two of us. Anything more would be simply too much in our culture. Last week, my dad called sounding excited, and his girlfriend, Kara, got the weekend off and was coming too. I guess, yeah. She just doesn't have a ticket. They have been dating 8 months. All right, that seems a bit early then. I met her twice. She's not evil or anything, but she is not close to me. At my brother's birthday dinner, she kept calling herself the bonus mom now. Oh, Kara, no. Kara, sweetie, you're new here. Kara.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
My brother looked like he wanted to disappear. Yeah. I asked my dad what he meant by Kara was coming. He said she wanted to support me and was basically family. I told him I did not have a ticket for her. All those sentences seem relatively fair. He said she could still come to dinner, take pictures, and hang out at the Airbnb. I said no because Airbnb was paid for by my mom for people I invited. Oof. She said Kara would not mind sleeping on the couch. That honestly made me snap a little. I told him the couch was not the point. The point was that my mom paid so he could come watch his daughter graduate, not so that he could turn it into a couple's weekend. He got upset and said my mom always gets to be the main parent. He just wanted to be there so he could not feel awkward. I told him this weekend was not about making him uncomfortable. It was about me graduating. I wanted one weekend where my mom was not expected to swallow her feelings and fix everyone else's. That's very sweet. He said if Kara was not welcome, maybe he should just stay home. Sounds like he should, yeah. Sounds like you care more about Kara and this little weird tantrum that you're throwing, then yeah, you probably shouldn't come, sir. You suck. I said that was his choice, period. But I was not giving up on my brother's or grandma's spot. And I was not giving up my mother's and grandma's spot. And I was not asking my mom to host his girlfriend. Now my aunt says I humiliated him and made Kara feel unwanted. Well, because she is. My dad texted, I hope making your point was worth it. Your dad is a dick. My mom says she supports me, but I can tell she feels guilty. I do want my dad there. I just hate that even my graduation has somehow turned into everyone worrying about his feelings. Yeah, your dad is a fucking child. Your dad needs to be pampered like a toddler. You're right. Man, baby. You already nailed it, chat. Listen. All things considered, I mean, your parents were separated when you were 11. First of all, do I think it's weird that he's been dating this woman 8 months and thinks that she's part of the family now and deserves to be there and should be like your bonus mom? I think that is weird. That is weird. Let's get that out of the way. Secondly, I don't think it should be a big deal that she wants to come if she's just there as like a silent supporter. I think your mom should be able to handle that because you guys were divorced. It's been over a decade. I don't think that like the dancing around mom's feelings about that seems a little odd to me. But also she shouldn't be crashing on the couch of the Airbnb like the mom booked when it's all on the mom's dime. Like that's the part where I'm like, okay, I'm swinging it back in the mom's court because the mom's paying for dad to come now too. Mom's paying for everything. So if this pisses mom off a little or whatever, give mom the win on this one. Like don't make her pay for it and then also deal with some girlfriend that's just fair. The whole situation is weird and I think your dad should just get over it because the weekend is about you. And I think at the end of the day, everyone here is making it about themselves when it should be about the graduate. If you want them to bring in a pet coyote for you, they should. And they shouldn't complain about it. Okay, just kidding. But you know what I mean. I think it's not completely unreasonable for you just to want your actual family there and not this girlfriend. The bottom line, I think it's weird that your dad's throwing a fit about that. I don't think you're really the asshole. Do I think that everyone could put their feelings aside and stomach it? Sure. But at the end of the day, your dad sounds like a big baby loser. I don't know. A big weenie, if you will. Ooh, one more or two more? Let's find out. Let's see. Let's see how this goes for us. I'm running out of steam already, chat. You guys know that I always run out of steam around the 2-hour mark. Am I the asshole for telling my wife my mother is correct and she needs to be a parent today and that she fucked it up? Or she needed to be a parent today and she fucked it up. That's a thick plot right there. I'm not on anyone's side to start. I mean, I'm a little bit on the Are we assuming this is a dad? It could be a lesbian couple, we don't know. But I'm out of the gate. Hard to say. I'm not. Oh, sorry. I read that all wrong. Refresh. I am waiting in the airport and need to know if I fucked up or not. This week, my daughter, she's in middle school, lost a classmate. Like I'm a death, right? Oh. At first I was like death or transfer. Oh, my daughter has not taken it well. And overall, this is her first experience of someone she knows dying. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The whole class was excused from school today, and the funeral is happening right now. I unfortunately could not be there. I tried, but my PTO was denied, and we cannot lose this job. I flew out of Wednesday night, and I am coming back now. Our daughter is a mess. She was friends with this girl that passed away. The plan was for my wife, she is unemployed at the moment, to take her to the funeral /mass and just be there. All of this sounds extremely reasonable so far. This sounds like a double parenting situation. Oh God, go get your kid, dude. Good Lord. My Lord. My wife is more spiritual than the average person and hates all things with the dead, funerals, viewings, and so on. Okay. This one is only a mass funeral, no viewing. She believes in ghosts and will avoid funerals like the plague. Good Lord. We discussed it on Wednesday, and she said she would take our kid and then go to the gravesite. I got a call from my daughter sobbing that she wasn't going to the funeral. Oh, yeah. Fuck your wife on this one, dude. That might be the only time you'll ever hear me saying that. This is just fucking shitty mom behavior. The wife was refusing to take her. Or my wife was refusing to take her. When I got her to answer my call, she told me she can't do it and she's scared to go. Dude. Absolute L. I called up my mom and asked her to pick up my daughter and take her to the funeral. My mom left work and took her. They are there now. Like, solid solution, but you're not wrong to be like, dude, come on. Like, also, like, if you can't take her, arrange someone else to. That's the other thing. He shouldn't have had to call his mom. She should have called grandma, aunt, neighbor, whatever other kids' parents who were going and taking their. Like, this is ridiculous. I got a call from my wife after with her crying because my mom tore her a new one. All right, well, grandma stepping in maybe wasn't, but yeah. The gist was my mom called her a bad parent, and that is so fucked up that she couldn't take out kid to the funeral of a classmate. She wants me to make my mom apologize, and I told her my mom was right. That is something that our daughter needed, and she fucked up. That she wasn't acting like a parent because of her fear of the dead. All she needed to do was stay through mass. We got into a huge phone call, one word, interesting, argument, and she is calling me a huge dick. My mom is apparently getting texts also, and I told her to not let our daughter know that we are fighting if she could look after her for the day, and she agreed. Yeah, I gotta agree with the top comment. Your wife is a fucking dickwad in this one. Your wife let her own feelings get in the way of her daughter. As a parent, she needs to get used to doing things that might make her uncomfortable for the sake of the child's mental health and well-being. Your wife let your daughter down today, and your daughter isn't going to forget that her mom wasn't there for her. They both need therapy. Your daughter, because losing a friend is an absolute traumatizing, at her age is absolutely traumatizing, and your wife because of her fear of death and ghosts, which led to her traumatizing the daughter even more. Yeah, I gotta agree with that take. I think family therapy across the board on that one. I think, yeah. I think you fucked up on this one, dude. Or not you. She fucked up on this one. Yeah, mom needed to get over herself in that moment. And like, that's fair. Also, I think the backup is that, yeah, okay, you're deathly afraid of ghosts. Which, like, oh my God. Call grandma yourself. Call and make arrangements. You know what I mean? Have a plan. Good at business. Like, yeah. Oh, this one we missed from the advice column. Okay, we'll read this advice. This is advice. R/advice. Are we ready? Are we locking in? I'm so fucking hungry. Should we order food live on stream? I don't really have food. I have some eggs. I have eggs in the fridge. That's about what's left. My tummy's making noises, man. It's making fucking hungry noises. What do I order? I don't know. I need something here fast because I'm going to pass out. Not literally, but just don't stand up too fast. Ooh, Lou's sandwiches. It's been so long since I had a Lou sandwich. Sandwich from Lou's? You guys fuck with Lou's? Got any Minnesotans in the chat here? The inverse of the mom from Beetlejuice, I would assume, right? I fuck with Lou's sandwiches. Oh, I would fuck up a Wendy's burger right now also. Does that not sound good? Oh my God, everything sounds good when you're starving. Sushi also sounds delicious. What am I eating, you guys? Before I read this advice, because this one's good. Bunch of people fucking in this one. It's about to get weird. Fun fact. We got to put in an order for food. Has Taco Bell done anything cool recently? I feel like they haven't been that cool in like a year or two. I don't know. I'm not picking up whatever they've been putting down recently. For like 2 weeks, they had these little street taco things that were good. And then they got rid of them because they always get rid of everything that's ever been good at Taco Bell. And then just crushed everyone's hopes and dreams. You know what? I fucking need a sandwich. I need a sandwich. Cook those eggs. It's just, I don't know if scrambled eggs is going to be enough though, you know? If I recall, I'm trying to remember, there was this one place where you could get a banh mi. Okay, I need Minnesota people here. Lock in, chat. Minnesota people, anyone here? There was this place. Oh, it was over on the U campus back in the day where you could get a banh mi and they had like fries that had like a good little, not spice, but like they had a zesty, they had something on the fries. It was over on the U campus, somewhere in Dinkytown or something. Was it still fucking Lou's? There's no way. There's no way it was also just the Lou's location in Dinkytown. Oh my God. You guys, Lou's, I think we have to do it. It's been so many years. I would also fuck up a chicken pad thai right now from Quang's. Any Quang's stands in the chat? It's been a minute since I had a Quang's. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. See, the thing is, if I want this Lou's sandwich, it closes in 20 minutes. So I have to order this before we read this story, and then we can lock in here for this. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. I don't remember if this was the place. What's add? Oh, pork. $1 to donuts, which is the Duluth native here. What's good in Duluth? I've always been a Duluth hater. I'm sorry. All of the kids I hate live up in Duluth, really. There's no fries here? Where was this place I used to get fries from all the time? Was this not Lou's? What place was I constantly getting fries? I'm just gaslighting myself at this point, and everyone's watching me. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. There's so many Lou's sandwiches. Was this the place? Is it just a location? I bet it's closed. I haven't been in college in like 32 years. Except for Taco Bell. I can't do that to myself. I don't want to die tonight, you know? I think I'm gonna die in this bell. Maybe I want a sandwich is the thing. I want a sandwich real bad. I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Quick, we have 10 minutes left to order. Oh, what else are we getting from Lou's? What else are we getting from Lou's? Oh no. Oh, fuck. Oh no. What are we doing? Banh mi sandwich, nailed it. What else can we throw in here to break the diet I was attempting? And I realize I'm not God's strongest soldier. I'm not God's strongest soldier, and I never was, and that's fine. Boba? No, I don't really want boba. I just had this drink. I don't need caffeine at this hour. Oh, God, I do love boba, though, and it's been years since I've had boba. It's not been years. It's been probably weeks at best. I have a problem. You guys, I'm panicking. You're watching me panic. We're not getting loose. I can't make a decision. Fuck. You guys, I've never been capable of doing anything in my entire life. I can't. I'm so stressed right now. I feel like I'm being held at gunpoint. There's a clock that's ticking. Oh, I stopped at, oh God. Is it too much to just ask for a sandwich in these trying times? I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Close enough. I just kind of want a ham sandwich. Is that crazy? I wish I had ham. I used to fuck up a ham sandwich back in the day. I was so good at making ham sandwiches. It was crazy. We're going to log off and make a peanut butter jelly sandwich and a scrambled egg actually is the answer. I can't. It was too much pressure. You know what? You just witnessed for the last, 5-10 minutes? That was me every single night. And that's how I save money is that I'm like, it's time to get food. I kind of want to order food tonight. I go on. There's so many fucking options that I just like, I crash out and I'm like, nope. And we're eating toast again. We're eating toast and an egg at home every single time. Single-handedly saving my own economy just by having so much fucking anxiety. Cool. I'm glad everyone got to see that and we could do that together. God, I fucking love a ham sandwich with onions and a honey mustard. Oh, ham and cheese. Okay. Hello. I could walk. What time is it? I guess I could walk to the sandwich place. It's not that far. Okay, maybe I don't know. Okay, let's finish off with this advice and round it out. Just a bunch of rice. Okay. Intimate with best friend and her husband. Whoa. It's happening. So this is really bad. God, crazy start. I told you guys the title was good. They're fucking.
We're gonna fuck.
Okay. I'm sick of running it all. Yeah, but also like ordering food just costs money. And I never have time to go to the grocery store because I'm doing so much fucking. And then I never have the energy after stream, so it's just scrambled egg. DoorDash, too expensive. Grocery store, too much going out and running errands. Because I also like the only time I could go to the grocery store is post stream or like before stream. And that's like when people get off work. People get off work and it's too crowded. I'd rather go when it's not as crowded, but then I get busy during the day because I'm working on stuff. And then I just It's my fault. It really is. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Okay. So this is really bad, but I feel disgusting about it. But a few weeks ago, after too many drinks, okay, so it wasn't exactly planned. That's not a good start either. With my best friend, we ended up kissing. Did you kiss or were you like kissing? I'm a professional. I know the difference. And involving her husband, who was there, and it resulted in a threesome. Oh, guys, don't you just hate it when you go out for drinks with your friend and then you fucking have a threesome with them just on accident? Oops, all threesome. What's that cereal where it's like, oops, all marshmallows? Oops, threesome. Like, what? No, this isn't relatable. I've never had this problem before. I've never, oops, all threesome. Listen, have there been a window before? Have I flown close to the sun? But no, like, this is like when people cheat on their partner and they're like, I accidentally cheated. I actively avoid sleeping with people. You can't accidentally, consensually sleep with people. It's not an accident. It takes effort. Well, anyways, okay. More recently, I hate when that happens. I really do. I hate when I'm out drinking at the bar with my friend and then we start marrying each other. More recently, it kind of happened again. Girl! Twice! 2 chains! 2 threesomes! No! Stop going out with these people! Oh, clearly! Oh, accidental threesome city! Oh! Oops, I fucked you guys multiple times. I hate when that happens. I hate when I accidentally have a threesome multiple times with my married friends. It's the worst. It's just the worst. It's terrible. I am once again asking you to stop having accidental threesomes with your married best friends and then making it weird.
What a fun, sexy time for you.
Anyways, you guys did this so much we had to get Bernie involved. That's crazy. Maurice. Okay, the day after though, my best friend tells me her husband had started acting weird and basically told her that we shouldn't be doing this anymore, especially since I'm her friend. Like if you were all on board, I'd say go for it, slay. But yeah, it sounds like he's probably right if this is an issue. You guys, I am once again asking you to stop involving me in your threesomes. This is absolutely a situationship at this point. This is just like this is a throuple. This is a full-on classic throuple situation. Okay. This kind of took me by surprise because I didn't know he thought so badly of this. And I didn't mind partaking in the activities. She's into it. No, really? Probably why you keep doing it. So this just makes me feel even more disgusted with myself knowing her husband and her now agreed that this shouldn't happen again. Okay, but in fairness, they also did it multiple times. Like they're not innocent in this one. They're not, oh God, fuck, we did it. Not again. Oh, she's, what? I guess I need advice on how to move on from this. Like we all pretend it's nothing and nothing ever happened, or should I stop beating myself about it and confirm that this is disgusting and I need help? Honestly, I don't think it's that deep. I think that you fucked and you got it out of your system and then you did it again. It seemed, I think here's what I think. You did it multiple times. Most likely, obviously, I think they started feeling weird about it afterwards, you know, and that's fine. They let it eat at them. For some reason, they started thinking it was weird. And then they're like, yeah, let's stop this. I think that's fine. And then leave it at that and be like, all right, cool. We had a good run. It ran its course. So I think just call it a day on that. Said, yeah, honestly, sounds like the husband's probably the most mature one here. He realized it was messing with boundaries and spoke up. Don't beat yourself up about it. Nobody got hurt. They set a boundary. It's respectful and move on. Yeah. I don't think it needs to be a big deal. As long as you don't make it weird. I think that's like the moral of most of these stories is just stop making it weird. There's no need for you to make it weird. Stop making it weird. Just stay playful together. Okay? Hey, let's stay playful together. Not that playful though. Reel it in. Chill, Gooners. Chill out. Gooner City over there. Do they keep hooking up or never do it again? I'm kind of rooting for them to like.
This is a real enemies to lovers situation.
I want to see it unfold a little. Are we not all nosy? I want updates like 6 months from now and find out they all just got 3-way married. They're like, actually, we just discovered we're all madly in love. A real modern day romance, if you will. The truest modern day romance. And yeah, they lived happily ever after.
It's fine though. Because we're good now. We're besties now. We're kissing.
Yeah. They're fucking, they're kissing, they're married. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think it's glorious. Glorious. I think it is what it is. C'est la vie. That's when you guys all go la vie. And I'm starving. So I think I'm going to go eat some food of some sort. That egg is calling my name. It's time. All right. See you later. Hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Friday. Probably. We always hope that we will see each other again the next day, but sometimes life happens. How about that? Let's leave it at that. Let's attempt to make this an everyday thing, but you know, I'll let you know if hard plans come in the way. And if they don't, maybe tomorrow I'll go see my mom. After that one,